and welcome to Bears TV. I'm smiling, you're smiling, we've won! Redcar Bears 50, the Glasgow Tigers 40. Strong performance, middle order especially, rode really well.
Yeah, it was nice, wasn't it? It was good. We always see, apart from, right back at the beginning when they got that 4-2 in Heat 2, we always seem to be in control. They came back a little bit with 2-5-1s, which, wasn't ideal. But, happy days. It was nice to have sort of all 7 of them contributing, and the atmosphere in the pits was brilliant as well.
Before we get on to the good stuff, was a delay at the start due to an issue on turn 1. She would like to apologise to the supporters who had to wait around for 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's really difficult at the moment, and believe it, we're still, the water in the rain that fell, months, I know it seems like ages ago now, but it's still rising from the water table. And it doesn't matter whether he took it right down or whatever, the water's still coming up. So it just gets soft going into one, and I guess, like Phil's doing a great job. It's just difficult when he's working with something that just keeps appearing. And we just apologise. I hope the delay didn't spoil it. For it was a nice sunny day anyway, and hopefully you had an extra pint in the bar. And it was worth put your teeth in start again. It was worth waiting for, certainly.
Other drinks are available. So, going through the team, the skipper with a solid performance as always for the skipper. 11? Yes, 3, 6, 9. Yes, 11 plus 1, so very good from the skipper.
Did you do maths at school? Yeah, Charles was
brilliant. But I do think when I've rang the result and I've said 12, so I'm going to have to text the guy.
Oh yeah, alright, okay then. Charles will not mind. No, he was brilliant, wasn't he? Even in that Heat 15, Bomber and Flinty did a great job of team riding, but he was so much faster, and I just thought one little slip and he would have probably been past them both. But a brilliant night for the skipper, led from the front, he's riding with a smile on his face, which is great as well. So all in all, perfect from him.
And talking about people who are riding with a smile on their face, Connor Bailey, what a superb move. I believe maybe orchestrated by the skipper. He's moved to number 2, and he's scored in every race, I can't remember him doing this season. Correct me if I'm wrong, you'll know. And he's scored 7 plus 2.
Yeah, we needed Connor smiling again. He's a big confidence rider, as a lot of speed riders are, certainly when they're young. In Connor, I still think he's with number 3. I do. I still think he's sort of, he's got that number 3 capability, but it was just weighing him down a little bit, and I think he was starting to, tense up on the bike and things weren't going. So just putting him at 2 gives him that Heat 8, which I think is really important for him. Against Scunthorpe last night, apart from his first race, he was excellent last night as well. And he's just riding with a smile on his face, and that's Connor. That's when he relaxes, and that's when he scores points.
And ridiculous sunglasses made it work on people. It's up to him, I suppose. Talking to number 3s, Dan Chilks, big bomber. What a debut! Home debut, 8 plus 1. Have we got a good one?
I hope so. I've watched Dan 3-4 years or whatever he's been riding now. He comes to sort of practices here, and I've always liked him. He's always looked skillful on a bike. I think Plymouth was a wrong move for him. I don't know whether he had other options, but I don't think Plymouth was his type of track. It's so tight, and he is I think he is a big track rider, and he loves this place, and may longer continue. But he's also he's brought a different atmosphere to the pits because he's involved with everybody. He knows Jake really well. He knows Jason, all from these sort of British under-21s, and he's just honestly, he's come in like a seasoned professional, and he's geeing everybody up, getting into the team meetings, speaking his mind, speaking what he thinks, and all in all, absolute fantastic start for his 2 meetings, and let's hope it continues.
And you do whatever you want on track, but that kind of stuff is invaluable off track. People don't see that.
That's right, they don't, and when you're trying to G people up, like at Scunthorpe last night, it's brilliant to have people who also put input. You just feel as if you're sort of talking away, and are they really listening? Do they just want to get back to the bike? But when Dan's putting his side forward, etc., like him and Charles and so, it's absolutely priceless. It is. It's brilliant.
Were you a big track or a small track rider?
I could fall off on them all.
Consistent?
I probably did fall off on them all.
Did you ride Plymouth?
No, I didn't.
Go on Tuesday, there you go.
No, I don't think I would get around the first bend. I think the fans sort of sitting in the seats would be in danger if I rode Plymouth, I think.
I'm sure Kevin would enjoy it.
Yeah, well, put me bike back together.
Jason Edwards. Now, I think Jason will be slightly disappointed. He has no reason to be slightly disappointed because he's got 8+1, but only one race win. But he's just getting better and better.
8+1 and he's disappointed.
He probably is. I don't know how to
You know, I think Jason will be happy. I think he got stuck in traffic in one, but he still got a really vital third place, I think, in a 4-2. And the rest of it, to be fair, he was close to getting heat 15. You know, I just thought because Tate and Charles had got a 5-1 in heat 13, why not go with them again? But the gates, it's weird because gate 3 is normally a bit of a graveyard later on here, but it was absolutely working like a treat today. So whoever, you know, it must be, how many times did gate 3 win?
8.
There you go. You know me.
The maths was good there.
You did, yeah, you did that quick. Gate 3 probably hasn't won 8 times this whole season, yet it won 8 times today. Whether it was the watering, whether it would have been an afternoon, it's hard for a trackman in an afternoon when it's hot and it's windy to get the right amount of water down, you know what I mean? And I think, as I said, today he kept the dust to a minimum, and everything went well.
Would you be a trackman?
Absolutely not.
Promoter?
No.
No. Team manager?
No, don't want to be one of them either.
Moving on to our guest, Tate Ziski. Tate got 8, probably worth more than that. His effort probably worth about 18. He's got some rider that at work, and I've got a good rider there.
He is, and he's a great kid to deal with. Do you know what I mean? Just a shame that you can't make Plymouth on Tuesdays off to Poland to ride instead. But he's a breath of fresh air as well. He wants to ride his bike. It doesn't matter what the conditions are. It doesn't matter what he just wants to ride his bike. And yeah, you know, he probably had a fall and he had a last in the damp, but you know, apart from that, I think he was excellent tonight. And again, he's really fitted in with the team and getting involved, and absolute pleasure to have.
While we're on the number 5 spot, an update on Danny King?
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Danny was hoping to practice tonight, but he went back to physio yesterday, and he just can't clench his fist yet. He can't make a fist, the metal work, whether it's a tendons or what, and there's a bit of swelling still in there. Until he can make a fist, he can't really grab onto the bike, hold the bike, because it's his clutch hand, and obviously you've got to make a fist to let the clutch out. So at the minute he's a bit in limbo. He's absolutely gutted because he wanted to do Tuesday and Wednesday and then the British final on Saturday. At the moment he's not ruled out of the British final, but it'll have to take a marked improvement this week for him to make the British final on Saturday.
And that was promising to be a good meeting. Ben Trigger, 2 for Ben, not one of his better performances, but was in the mix.
No, Triggs is disappointed, and I like that in a rider. You know, he's not laughing and joking. He's loved the team camaraderie in the win, but he knows he can do better. But as I say, 2 points, fair enough. Bit unfair to put Jake in heat 14, and I think moving Triggs to 6. The idea of that was sort of to give him the inside in gate 1 in heat 2. But it didn't work for him this time. He made a bit of a mess of it, and he admitted it was his fault. But Triggs will learn. You know, to be fair, he's riding way above his average, so we can't complain at all.
And Jake Mulford, a solid performance from Jake today. 6+2, impressive work.
Yeah, Jake's starting to really believe in himself, and I think that again is, I would say, McConnor. He's a confidence rider. You know, a lot of these young kids are. You know, when it's going well, they do well, and when it's getting down, you know, you don't do as well because you tense up on the bike. But Jake's starting to really believe that he belongs in this league and that he belongs, you know, beating people. And yeah, he's not quite back to what he was that match against Poole before he got injured, but he's getting there, and he's certainly becoming one of the strongest reserves in the league, I think.
Is Jake a rider who will question himself and question, is he doing the right things?
Yeah, definitely. I speak to Jake a lot. You know, I speak to him most days, to be fair. And he's always wanting to learn. He's always watching, ringing people. He speaks to Charles, speaks to him, you know, and he knows by a long shot he's not the finished article yet. He's not one of these kids who just thinks he's done it. He's got a lot to learn, but the thing about him is he's enjoying learning. And again, you know, if you can get them smiling, get the youngsters smiling, they'll do the business.
Well, we were joined by Jack Smith from the Glasgow Tigers, their new signing. So we'll be joined by Jack now. I'm here with Glasgow reserve and former bear Jack Smith. Jack, a solid evening for yourself. You scored 7+1, so you must be happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. Started off good with winning Heat 2, obviously, but even in Heat 2, I felt like my bike wasn't, you know, as quick as I wanted it to be. But because I won the race, I just stuck with it in my next 2. But bike to show for my next two last, so I was like, I got nothing to lose. Switch bike. paid win with Leon, and then I should have won my last race. Made a good start, pulled past the corner, but getting a bit too much grip going in. Obviously that let Jason under me. Tried to go around him, but just didn't have enough speed. But all in all, 7+1. You know, I used to ride here and I enjoy this track, and yeah, I'm quite happy with my performance. Just it's a shame the team lost.
No, it's not. But even though you say that, you got a last in Heat 6, but you did outgate Charles, and Charles muscled his way past, so that the speed was there.
Yeah, you know, I think I made 4 out of my 5 starts and was momentarily in front of Charles, but not riding in this league enough, you don't really know how hard you can ride against riders. I probably could have closed the door on him a bit more because I was in front of him. And then the same with Jason in my last one, I could have probably come over him a bit harder, but yeah, just still learning. You know, I haven't done a lot of meetings in this league, you know, after the last few years, so yeah, it's just all learning every day still.
And obviously you did ride for the Bears a number of years ago. I remember you and Nathan Greaves used to have Heat 2, 5, well, almost every week. But on a whole, you haven't actually done that many championship meetings if you think about it. So, but this season's kind of been a bit of a breakout year.
Yeah, you know, I get quite a lot of stick on social media about, you know, fans saying that, oh, I've had millions of chances and, you know, look elsewhere for riders. But I feel like I haven't had a lot of chances. Yes, I've rode for a lot of teams, but I've improved every meeting for them teams, and then when team changes will come in, because the team's not riding very well and they want to make changes, I've always seemed to be the one to lose out. So that's Speedway, it's all numbers games in it, and you know, now I'm actually, you know, Glasgow have had me back and I've had a run of meetings, and I did the guesting for Scunny, and last year I got quite a few meetings in and I've been performing well in the National League after, you know, the last 2 years I've been putting a lot of work in. So yeah, it's all coming together now, and I'm just, you know, taking meeting by meeting, not putting too much pressure on myself.
And last couple, are you slightly worried about the side's form so far this season, because it hasn't been going the way the league champions would have wanted it to go?
Yeah, it's, you know, a number of things, like I said, with Speedway. It's not for anyone not trying or putting the effort in. You know, all the boys 1 to 7, we turn up and we're putting 110% in, but, you know, without making excuses, you know, it is hard Speedway. It's not like any other motorsport or any other sport. You know, a lot of factors play into things, track conditions and you know, bike setups and not getting the right setup, and that's why you can lose a race. But people think, oh, you're rubbish or you're not giving 110%. But you can't fault any of the lads for effort. It's just not all falling into place. But it's a long season, and if we make the playoffs, which that is obviously the goal, you know, the playoffs is where it can all happen. You can scrape into the playoffs and win the league. So.
Right, thank you very much for your time, and we'll be joined back by Gavin Parr for the final part of the rewind. Thank you, Jack.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, Jack. I'm with Gavin Parr, looking through the opposition, Gavin. So Chris Bomber Harris, very good, just the one no score in Heat 13. Chris got 13+1. What we expect from Bomber?
Yeah, you do. To be fair, when he drops points, it's a bonus, isn't it? Because yeah, he's class round. Yeah, he's just class, full stop.
Him and Scott Nichols, incredible.
Absolutely. Do you know what I mean? To think how many years they've been where they are, it's incredible. And Bomber, yeah, you'll always get 110% from him, and today was no different.
Moving down, Paul Stark, a tough night. He did get a paid win in Heat 11 with Chris, but 3+. It feels weird saying Chris. Should we say Paul? 3+1, not Paul's evening.
No, I think Paul's struggling a little bit at the minute, isn't he? I think his average shows. He's a far better rider, or he's been a far better rider than he's showing. And he, to be fair, there was a glimpse of it there, wasn't it, in the 5-1? He looked class. I had to look at the programme and realise who it was, just because of how he'd rode before that. But he shows he can still do it, you know, and I think it's just inconsistency with him at the moment. I don't know quite what it is, but you know, it's Glasgow. I thought they had made a shrewd signing with him, but I guess his average shows otherwise.
This must be his team manager's headache, nightmare, inconsistency.
Yeah, tell us about it. I've had it for what, six or 8 matches. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough going, and I feel for Cammy. I think, as I say, I think a few of the riders aren't given, you know, what they should be given. To be fair, but
what they're capable of.
Yeah, definitely what they're capable of. But you know what it is. I'm bothered about Redcar.
Leon Flint moved down the line, improved as the meeting went on quite drastically. To be honest, and got 10. Yeah,
Leon. Yeah, did very well.
Okay, moving on. You've thrown me off now. James Pearson, I really feel sorry for James. Nice lad, really nice lad. And he's in 2-point scoring positions and falls. One I shedded a shame, the other one I'm not sure what happened, but none because he had to withdraw. Disappointing for James.
Yeah, I like James. He's, you know what it is. He's one of these little characters who never stops smiling. He's always trying to learn. And I think he was unfortunate, as you say. He was in 2 scoring positions when he crashed. First one, obviously the chain shed, which you can't do anything about. I think it was the last bend, wasn't it? That was a bit unfortunate. And then the other one, he just sort of lost the front end or whatever and went straight. But James will bounce back. There's no doubt that James is a good little rider.
And what about his mechanic? What do you think of him?
Shane, it's lovely to see him, you know. Like,
you know Bartos is dead. Did you hear that?
The chicken's died.
Dead.
Did they have it for dinner? Or did he die?
He died. I don't know what happened after, but I know it's dead.
I bet you they had lovely chicken fillets from it. Poor Bartos. He could have sent us a bit up. I would have ate one of his legs.
I asked him, he said Bartos is dead.
Oh, I'm gutted now. Yeah. James, he was great when he never actually got to ride for, but what a character he was. Oh, we had some great laughs with
Bartos on the live stream.
But remember that, yeah, Bartos the chicken. Fantastic.
Oh,
yeah, as I said, I just wish James well, you know, he's a young lad. And it's just a shame what's happened, you know. He'll probably never get on a speedway bike again, I think he'll be honest, but at least he's got the use of that arm now. He will have the use. So, you know, he's got to thank his lucky stars in that anyway, because it could have been even worse.
And for me and Gavin, rest in peace, Bartos.
Poor Bartos. Bless him.
Steve Worrell, 6th for Steve. He'll be disappointed with that. Steve's a better rider than 6 points around Redcar.
Yeah, he's I think he's struggling a little bit at Glasgow, isn't he? I think he's turned it around a touch. But Steve's he's been at the top for a long time now. And, you know, I tried to get him on Tuesday and Wednesday as a guest, but unfortunately he's got 8 matches in 8 days or something, so he can't do it. But yeah, you know what you're going to get with Steve. You'll get effort. But just tonight, as I say, he started really well, didn't he? Started with a 3 and a 2, I think. But then he tailed off a bit towards the end. But he had a couple of hard races, as I say. Tate and Charles in 13 were flying. So yeah, but he certainly will be driving home a bit disappointed, I would say.
Effort. Can you say that word for me?
Effort.
Oh, effort. I thought you said. Sorry, my apologies.
That's your hearing. You need your ears cleaned out.
And Jack Smith, we spoke to Jack Smith on the rewind. Jack's really improving this season, and 7+1 is best year in Speedway, I'd say.
Well, he was having his best year in Speedway when he rode for us. He was on a 4-point something average, which he's never been anywhere near since. So he obviously likes this track. He rode here really well, but then he wanted to leave for some I wasn't involved in, so I'm not getting into the politics. But he wanted to leave, and he got his wish, and he left, and he's never been anywhere near that since.
But improving now.
Absolutely, riding this place as well as, you know, he rode brilliant today. He's been around a long time, but, you know, is he a slow burner? Will he get, you know, make that step up? As I say, he must have been riding for 6 or 7 seasons now at least. He seems to do it very good in the development league, but it doesn't seem to, you know, like, I think this is a 3rd spell at Glasgow. But I hope it works out for him, I honestly do. I've spoken to him quite a bit, and he seems to be a really level-headed kid now. He's not a kid anymore, is he? Because he's been around a while. But yeah, good luck to him, and he rode really well today.
I think if he could probably do with a full season championship. I don't think he's actually done a full season at this level. Obviously, if he can do the rest of the year with Glasgow, that might stand him in really good stead.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, as I say, the kid's equipment's good. You know, his backing's good. I think his attitude's good. I think, you know, it's just his points. As I say, he's not on a 2-point something average for nothing, you know. But as I say, if he keeps riding like that, he'll soon be upping that average.
And the former Berwick Bullet, Ace Piper, only 1 for race this evening. He'll have better nights.
Yeah, I expected a lot more from Ace today. I don't think it's a sort of thing that we tried to sign him. Was it last year when he turned 16 and he went to Glasgow? We did try to get him. He had that brilliant meeting here, and I think it was the Silver Helmet or whatever it was.
Yes, Sam Masters.
That's right, yeah. And we tried to sign him, but he decided Glasgow was his place, which is totally understandable. But tonight, yeah, he was just off the pace really all night. Not the Ace that I expect, and sort of, you know, and I'm sure we'll probably not see that Ace again. He'll probably be back on it next time they come.
Or Steen will be after his treat list.
Yeah, Steen's coming along a treat. He looks the same, doesn't he? Just smaller. He rides so similar. They've got the same styles. But I've just watched Dean in the junior match there, and he's looked really comfortable. I think he won all 3 rides.
Well, thank you for joining us on Bears TV. Next week we have the return at home of the Middlesbrough Heat Floors Tigers as they take on the Bellevue Colts. This man will be in the spannering position, is that true?
I think I'll probably be back on the tools for Jake, yeah. Hopefully he's putting in those Heat wins. Yeah.
And £10, Gavin. £10 to get in.
Well, I thought that was my wages. £10.